This gym got 307 leads over the last 30 days for only $8 per lead. Now, the best part is, guys, they did that without working with a digital agency. Now, what I'm going to do today is give you a little bit of backstory about this gym and also share with you the ad account just so you can see kind of what they did with our help. Now, look, they were working with a digital agency. They were paying $2,500 per month. Now, they were actually getting pretty good results. So they weren't like unhappy with the agency. But when they were looking at their P&L, they kind of looked at a couple of different things. So, firstly, they just signed a lease for another 5 years in their business. So, when I was talking to this business owner, he's like, look, I don't want to pay 2.5 grand for the next 5 years, like 150 grand, right? And as I said, their agency wasn't getting bad results, but they believed that they could bring it in-house. Look, they'd seen a lot of our marketing. Even though I have an agency, we teach hundreds of gym owners how to run their own ads. So they kind of started to believe that they, could get better results. And I'm going to show you kind of how they did that in a moment. And so when we kind of break this down, this business, by learning to run their own ads, it's only taking this gym owner about 60 minutes a week to run their ads. When we first started with them, what we do in the first 14 days, just so you have references, we set up their ads for them. And then they've just kind of ran them. And what's really common, in our 6 month program is that people, when they launch their ads, they often just get really good results. So their first couple of months is like pretty easy, which is great. But look, what we did is we refined the offer that they were running, so they have the best offer in the local area. As I said, we set up their ads, and then now we're just teaching them how to kind of run their own campaigns. And look, the big benefit for this gym owner, as I bring up my slides for you guys, is just quite simply that they're going to be more profitable. Okay, so we want the businesses to be more profitable that we work with. This gym owner can essentially, he can decide to kind of keep that ad spend, keep that money and invest it into ad spend to grow faster, that 2.5 a month, or he can just not spend it, keep the same budgets, which is what he is doing. And his business is automatically $30,000 per year more profitable just by learning to run his own ads. Okay, so I'll just break down the funnel here for you guys so you can see it. Now, look, I can't show you the exact ads and things like that, just out of respect to the people who pay us a lot of money to learn to run their own ads and never work with an agency again. But this is from the date of April 18 to May 18, 2025. You'll see up in here 307 leads for under $8 per lead. Now, when they were working with their old agency, who again they were happy with, so I don't want to throw shade at them, they were getting leads for $17. So about $10 per lead, cheaper, which is absolutely massive. They're essentially getting double the leads for the same budget. Now, look, they spent $2,181 in their ads over a month, which is a pretty reasonable, type of ad spend. To be able to get 307 leads for that is absolutely incredible. And we actually help them set up two audiences. So if you look in the middle part, so we're targeting females 25 to 59 in both, and we just split tested each one. So, the first campaign went well, averaging $4.60 leads. Now, this one, we kind of just they were kind of happy with the $9 with the two different creatives, but you'll see quite a difference there. And when we were talking this gym owner through, it's like, hey, look, you can move all of the budget, to the female V2 ad set that's working better. But they were just kind of happy with the results and they didn't want to do, a ton of work with it, to be fair. Obviously, getting 300 leads, we had to help them set up their automations and their sales systems. So they were just pretty much smitten with that. So they didn't do like a ton of work, even though they could have. Because they had so many leads they needed to focus on. And then the bottom part down in here, you'll see we ran two ads, two different like standardized images. And that's the only ads that they ran over the month. So all they kind of used within that was two images, which we set up for them. And then that just continued to work for the month. Now, will that work for the entire, 6 months together? Definitely not. We will need to make changes. But you'll see in there, guys, it's actually quite simple to be able to run, to be able to set up your own ads. This business has saved over $30,000 per month. So look, hopefully that training helps you guys a little bit, gives you a few ideas on how you can essentially grow your gym a bit faster. Until next time, guys, I'll see you on the next episode.